All right, what's up, everybody? We are Dog Awful Betting. We're back with our Super Bowl recap podcast. We're just going to talk about the Super Bowl a little bit. We're going to talk about what's kind of going on in the NFL right now for the offseason and maybe some of the bets that we did for the Super Bowl as far as our prop bets go. I am Vegas Nyde. We have Parlay Puffin here with us. Shane Sideways Jarvie is unavailable today, and some of the other guys are unavailable as well. But hey, we're here. We're going to do a podcast. We're going to talk some football and have some fun with it. We are Dog Awful Betting. You can find us on Twitter at Dog Awful Betting. We have a Facebook page as well. Oh, this guy, this guy is a Chiefs homer. He is very happy the Chiefs won, as you can see. Yeah, go Chiefs. Uh, yeah. Anyway, we have a Facebook page. You can find us. Do a search, Dog Awful Betting. You'll find us there. We like to post some content there, and on the Twitter page as well. But give us a like, give us a follow, give us a thumbs up, give us a share, give us a comment. We're trying to grow a following, so that we have a bigger base to talk about sports. I am at the South Point Casino here in Las Vegas, getting in some games while we are on the podcast. All right, let's dig into this. Uh, Puffin, what's your first thoughts on the Super Bowl, other than the Chiefs winning and you're happy?
Um, I, I in our Super Bowl preview, I thought it was going to be a high scoring gunning game, which it was. I thought it was a great game. Um, yeah, I think Jalen Hurts. The biggest thing for me was Jalen Hurts proved that he can do it. He was unbelievable. I feel like honestly, if there's ever been a MVP for a losing team, he may have deserved it. I mean, he was lights out. Um, and he proved to me that he is a true upper tier quarterback for me. And it was just I thought it was a great game. I know there's been a lot of controversy on it, but overall, I thought it was a great game. And obviously, I'm happy it came out the way it did. But yeah, I thought it was just a good football game. I think for fans that weren't either allegiance, I think they had a great show. So, what about you?
Yeah, it was a very good game. I do think Hurts outplayed Mahomes. He was phenomenal. I mean, 4 touchdowns, 300 yards passing. I think he had 70 yards rushing. Like, if there was ever a time
Mhm.
for a losing player to get MVP, I think that was it. Like, he was lights out. But I mean, Patrick still threw for 3 touchdowns. I mean, that's respectable, obviously. Um, yeah, I'm not a believer in Hurts, but like, he carried that team, and it was an amazing game. I was really surprised by how he played. Yeah, I don't know.
I think that I mean I said it too. The losing quarterback, MVP. But I think a big thing that a few people talked about it, but um, Mahomes had the ball for like 24 minutes and scored. You know, had 3 touchdowns. I think that had a lot to do with, and I think that he threw for 185. He was 21 of 27, but I think a lot of that had to do with what they were doing in the run game too. They give credit to Andy Reid. That was the weakness of the Eagles defense, and he stuck to it. And so I think Mahomes played good enough. I mean, to be the MVP, but Hurts. I mean, I'll admit it. He Hurts. He was unbelievable. I mean, it was incredible to watch. Every time I thought he was going to make outside of the one mistake that he made, I thought, okay, well, maybe the moment's starting to get too big for him and things like that. And he just threw clutch after clutch after clutch throw. And it was fun to watch. It really
I
was.
mean, I'm looking at these stats, and Philadelphia. I mean, if you just look at the stats, they outplayed them. I mean, total plays, Chiefs had 53, Philly had 72.
Yeah.
Total yards, 417 for Philly. The Chiefs had 340. Yards, passing yards, obviously 302 to 182. Rushing, the Chiefs actually 158, Philly 115. Um, so I just where was it at? Oh, was it where was the fourth downs at? I saw fourth down somewhere. Oh, fourth downs, 2 for 2, third down efficiency. Philly was 11 of 18.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, as a guy who watches every Chiefs game every week, the key to it is, are they going to turn the ball over in their special teams play? And outside of Butker's missed kick, the return from Tony, the Chiefs did not turn the ball over, and Hurts had that one crucial mistake where he just dropped the ball. And I mean, that's really all you can look at to say that he did wrong. I mean,
Yeah.
some of those throws to Goddard were unworldly. I mean, he was putting, yeah, I mean, it was great. I think the Eagles outplayed as a whole.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but I think, but I will say, I think when Mahomes, like the scramble at the end of the game, when he needed to do something special, he did it. And I think that was really the difference of the game.
Yeah. Like I said, we're a week and a half removed. I don't remember everything I wanted to talk about last week, but what wasn't there like what was the controversy at the end of the game?
Yeah. So it was 3rd and 8 for the Chiefs, and Mahomes. It was supposed to be what I don't even know what they call it, but Juju went out. Bradbury did hold him. I
Right,
mean,
right,
it
right.
was
That's
a
what it was.
hold.
Yeah.
And he admitted so after. I mean, he said, "I held him. I tried to get away with it."
Well, that's dumb on his part. Like you
I
did.
don't understand. Yeah, I don't, because there was a minute. There was like a minute 52 left or something,
Right,
and he holds him. Well, it was 3rd and 8. Either let him score a touchdown so you guys can go do it, or just hope you don't.
right.
I don't really know why he held him, but um, yeah. And so they threw the flag, and everybody's, oh, what bullshit. Well, I mean, it sucks, but you can't be upset about it. It was a penalty.
Right.
I'm just, I'm not one to prescribe to you can't make a call in certain moments of the game. I mean,
I'm big
if
on that as well, especially when
if
it
it's a
comes to like
penalty, it's a penalty, and it sucks for the casual viewer and for Eagles fans. I get it, but I mean, he held them. I mean, he had his jersey in his hand, so I don't know what you expect the ref to do in that situation, but.
no, I agree. It's the same thing with a basketball game. Like they don't want you to they won't call a foul at the end of the game because it's a close game. They don't want to
The
decide it by
foul, it's
free
a
throws. But
foul.
if it's a foul in the last 10 seconds, it's a foul, the last first 2 minutes. Like it doesn't make sense to
And
me.
in the argument back, the argument that people are making, still is, well, it changed the game. Okay, maybe, but let's say he doesn't call an obvious penalty. Well, that changes the game also. That also impacts the game if you don't call the penalty. My
Right.
my thing is, don't commit the penalty. They aren't going to call it. But
But uh, but also with him, he shouldn't admit it. Like you
yeah,
you go to your grave saying I didn't do anything or whatever.
I mean, he literally said, "I held him. I was hoping they wouldn't
Right.
catch me."
I thought that was so odd. Like, don't fess up to it. Like, if
Whatever.
there's video evidence of it, then just say, "Oh well, I didn't think I held him." You know what I mean? You don't just blatantly say
No,
you held him. Keep the controversy going. Like that's
exactly.
more drama to it. Like that was
Yeah.
weird to me.
And I mean, in all fairness, he got away with one earlier on Juju across the middle of the field that they didn't call. It was a 3rd down, and we had to punt, and the Eagles went down and scored. So, it all plays itself out. And fortunately, it went my way, but,
Yes, it did. So let's kind of switch gears a little bit. Um, where does this put Mahomes all time as far as this point in his career, the Super Bowl wins, the Super Bowl appearances on the GOAT list? Where does that put him?
are we including what he's done in the regular season, or are we just talking his playoffs?
I'm not. I'm saying his whole career.
I would say
His
third.
his whole career, where does he rank GOAT wise? And who is okay? If you're saying
For me,
third,
it's three. For me,
who
it's
is
three.
who is he behind?
Um, well, Brady and Montana would be what I would be my that would be my opinion. I think Brady, which you can go back and forth on how you define what is great, what is the GOAT. If you go by rings, then it has to be Brady. There's no argument. If you go on athletic ability, there's an argument. If you go on, how good he really is as a quarterback, there could be an argument. But just for rings purposes, um, I would say Brady, Montana, then Mahomes. And I mean, I know you have the Bradshaws and Aikmans, but I mean, they're not really comparable, in my opinion, even their rings. So I would put him third. I would put him third. Where
Third.
do you have him?
Oh, I'm not. I don't want to go strictly by rings. I think you have like season, like you have to throw in seasons as well to like, because like I mean, if you look at Eli Manning, like he's not anywhere near that conversation
Right.
because of what his regular season sucks. Like his regular career sucks.
Mm-hmm. And outside
I
of 2 years, his playoffs aren't that good either.
right.
So
I probably go. He's outside of the top five probably. I still got to throw Peyton up there. Just Peyton was.
that's fair, though.
It comes down to what Mahomes is going to do from now in the next 10 years. Whether he never goes to the Super Bowl again, if he just puts up 5,000 yards every other year and 30 to 40 touchdowns, he's going to be there. He's going to be at least top two. He's going to be up there with Brady. I don't I don't I don't think he'll have to win another one to be up there. Obviously, it'll help if he goes 3 for 4 in Super Bowls, but I don't think he has to.
So So you think he does? So do you think? So you're saying that he could pass Peyton and Montana even without another ring, is what you're saying? Because
If
for me, just as a quarterback right now, he's already passed Peyton
Yeah, I
for
understand
what
that.
he's done.
I understand that, but like I said, I'm looking at the whole scope, rings and your regular season career.
Okay.
So I think that helps. Helps. Um, I think as long, but he's got to be consistent. Keep passing
Sure.
for roughly 5,000 yards a year,
Mhm.
30 to 40 touchdowns a year. Like if he's that consistent for the next 10 years, I don't think he'll potentially pass Brady. He'll definitely be number two. If he can win at least one more Super Bowl, maybe if he can get the four, it's going to be hard to deny him, you know, number one.
Well, that I was gonna actually gonna I was gonna that was gonna be my follow up is what would he have to do if to actually surpass, right? Because everybody says, well, he'll never get to 10 Super Bowls, he'll never win seven, which he probably won't because there's too much parity now in the NFL. I mean, it's ridiculous. So I guess for me, it's like, okay, well, we never ever ever waited to see if Jordan got to 11 to say that Jordan was the GOAT. And Braun hasn't even gotten to five to say for people to say he's better than Jordan. So, is there a number that people start saying, okay, now he has either reached or eclipsed Brady, or is it always going to be get to 10, win five or six or seven? It's going to be real interesting to see. And I don't think you can, and for me, like I know I like to talk about it, but the talking heads are always going to have the outlandish, ridiculous opinions, you know. So it's really going to be about people that actually know what they're talking about. So it'll be interesting to see like ex players and things like that, where they put him in the pantheon when it's all said and done.
I think what makes it hard to surpass Brady is that he did go to the Bucks and he won one with the Bucks, and even at 45, he's still playing at a very high level.
Absolutely.
I know people want to say longevity, blah blah blah, but he's still producing at a high level. Like that's what's going to be hard for Mahomes. Like I think he really needs to put a solid 10 more years in. Like
Mhm.
he may fall off when he's 36, 37, 38, and that's fine. But as long as his next 10 years are very solid, he's got a shot. But I think you do got to throw in at least one or two more Super Bowls to
Sure.
legitimately say you're better than Tom Brady.
Yeah. And the other thing too, like with Brady, I mean, okay, fine, he's won 7. He's had 3 Hall of Fame careers within one career.
Yeah, I've seen those.
It's
Yeah,
unbelievable. I, and I don't like Brady. I can't stand the guy, but you can't dispute what he's done, you know. So
I
I
mean
think I think
his overall numbers are going to be hard to beat.
oh yeah. Well, yeah, and that's the thing, like, but which is going to be interesting to see, like you said, if Mahomes can keep the trajectory going, he'll shatter those numbers if he plays long enough. So
How old is he right now?
26.
26.
He
So yeah,
turns 26. He turns 26 this year. So
he needs a good 10 years to but like I said, anything could happen. Like what if he does? What if he has another good 2 or 3 years, the next few years? What if he falls off? Then what?
yeah, I mean, I don't see it happening because he's that good, but I agree with what you're saying.
Like I mean, like I said, like him and Andy are like perfect for each other.
Mm-hmm.
But what if Andy retires? What if they do win one more? Andy says he's done. Some other coach comes in. What if they don't mesh? Like what if the chemistry isn't there? What happens?
Yeah, and I know you don't. I know you're not connected in or whatever. But a lot of the guys that are connected into the Chiefs organization and things, that's partly why Matt Nagy is there right now. There was a report that came out that said that Nagy is now the coach in waiting. It's basically a 3-year succession plan. And Nagy was who was there when Mahomes came in. They're butt buddies. I mean, they're connected at the hip.
Yeah.
So I think that
Aggie was in Chicago, right?
he was in the Chiefs, went to Chicago.
And he failed in Chicago, right? Was it a
Well,
failing or
I think failing is I think that's kind of an opinion because he took the Bears to the playoffs twice with Mitch Trubisky, and in the
okay?
year he didn't go, he won 11 games,
Okay.
and then he got fired. But so I think that's all relative to how you look at failing, you know. So I think if they stick to this so-called secession plan, I don't see.
It's gonna fall. You don't think it'll fall off?
I don't, because I think that Matt Nagy has been with Reed long enough to learn, what he went somewhere, was a head coach, learned all that, and him and Mahomes are tight, and I think that's a big part of a quarterback and head coach's success is are they on the same page, and I think they will be. So I hope they are.
All right, so let's kind of shift gears away from that. That was a good little discussion there. So I did find it was on NFL.com, kind of a ranking of the season of how the of quarterbacks and kind of where they ranked all like for their whole season of play.
Yeah.
Number one was Mahomes, obviously. That's why he was the MVP. Um, Hurts was two. There was a couple on here that surprised me they were that high. Burrow was three, Allen four, Herbert five, Lawrence was six. That was a little surprising to me. I know he played well, but that was a little surprising. Tua was seventh. Guess who was eighth?
Derek Carr.
Nope,
Gino.
close, but no, it's Jared Goff.
Wow.
Yeah, so somehow they plugged in all the numbers and like it was like a composite or whatever. And Jared Goff was basically ranked eighth. Smith was ninth. Brady was 10th. Dak 11th. Lamar 12th. But then now he was injured. Fields was 13. Rodgers was actually 14th. That was he was down there a ways.
Yeah.
Purdy was 15th for as many games as he played.
Really?
Yeah, he ended up 15th. Cousins was 17th, and he played the whole season. Isn't that interesting?
God, paying him $40 million a year to be 17th in the NFL. Unbelievable.
I mean, he had 48,000 or 4,800 yards, 31 passing TDs, 14 TDs. I mean,
Yeah, but he has Justin Jefferson.
well, he does, but I mean, Purdy played in 12 games.
No,
I think it's including the playoffs. I think it's
I thought he
including the
was.
playoffs.
I thought he was. I thought he was like 6-0 in the regular season. Maybe I must have. My days, my numbers, my times
Uh,
are all jacked up.
it says it says 2022 stats: 12 games,
Okay.
1,900 yards, 16 TDs, 4 interceptions. I mean, that's pretty solid.
That's
I
going to be
wonder,
an interesting. That's going to be
right?
interesting.
Well, that kind of segue into my other topic here is the free agent list. So today is the first day teams can tag players
Mhm.
and transition players. I have the list of the breakdown of what the tag numbers are. Let me find it.
I didn't see anybody. There was nobody got tagged today, did they? I didn't see anybody.
I don't. Yeah, they're not gonna probably not gonna do it on the first day. But franchise tag candidates are Lamar, Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, Geno Smith, Tony Pollard, Dalton Schultz, Orlando Brown, Jesse Bates, Josh Jacobs. Those are some guys. So QB obviously is the most. If you get tagged, you're gonna make 32 million a year for the year. Running back is 10 million. Wide receiver is 19 million. Tight end is 11 million. Offensive lineman is 18 million. Defensive end is 19 million. Defensive tackles 18 million. Linebacker is 20 million. Cornerback is 18 million, and a safety is 14 million. Now, I think it's crazy that a running back is going to make the least amount for a franchise tag.
Are those? But are those numbers? Are those on the exclusive tag or the unexclusive tag?
I don't. I'm not sure.
Okay,
It's just positional values for franchise tags. All it's
but yeah,
saying
the running back that seems crazy
this for and they take the most beating.
for sure. Which is probably
Um.
why it's the lowest.
Well, yeah. I guess that makes sense too.
Huh.
Um. But let's get into some of these free agents.
So you want to?
Obvi- what?
Well, I was going to say you brought up Lamar as the number one.
Yeah.
So I was this morning on my way to work. I was listening to it, and they were actually talking about him and the tag exclusively. And that they said that he gets 32 million if it's the unexclusive, I think, and if it's the exclusive tag, he gets 45. Or
That's
no,
probably
how did it work? Either way, whichever way it was, the higher number meant that teams could come in and poach him for 2 first-round picks. So if Baltimore put that, if whatever tag they gave him, if it was the 45 million, they were saying that gives teams the chance to come in and say, okay, here's 2 first-round picks, let's go. So that one to me is going to be very, very interesting.
yeah. I mean, I really have no idea where this is going to go with him because I've heard that he had input on the offensive coordinator, and I'm thinking if that's true, if he's going to have input on an offensive coordinator, he's not going to go anywhere, right?
You wouldn't think so, but he's not coming off that guaranteed contract.
I understand. That's what I'm saying. Is like I know he's that's why all this gets convoluted. Like, why would you put input on the offensive coordinator if you don't think they're going to sign you to that guaranteed contract and you're going to
Yeah.
get out? It doesn't make sense. So that's a mess. I can't wait for this to kind of play out to where we get some more information because
Yeah.
Lamar's actually been pretty quiet on it. Surprisingly, I thought we would
He's
kind
been
of hear a
silent.
little. Yeah, I thought we would hear a little more out of him and kind of have an idea of some little tidbits here and there of what might happen, but he's been pretty quiet about it. So is the Ravens.
Yeah.
But like I said, just the fact that we did hear that he had some input on it, if it's true, I think that kind of leans towards him possibly staying if they can figure out the contractual stuff. Obviously,
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's going to be.
um, and then see, I have a list here as like the top free agents. There's some defensive guys. Um, don't really care about those. Geno Smith is number 5 on this list.
Free
Uh,
agent?
Yeah, I think he stays there. I don't think he's going
Yeah.
anywhere. Yeah.
No, no.
Derek Carr, we just heard yesterday, or well, I heard that. Well, I posted in our little feed that
Yeah.
his brother wore a green tie. That was kind of a big topic of discussion. Which,
Yeah.
I mean, hey, it's something. Like, why else would he wear a green tie on
Because he's
TV?
David Carr. But yeah,
Yeah. So Derek Carr could end up with the Jets. I actually think that would be a decent fit for him.
I think it'd be a great fit for him,
Yeah, I think that would be a really good
especially if
fit for
Brees
him.
Hall comes. If Brees Hall comes back,
Yeah.
they got a solid defense or a
Yep.
great defense.
Yep.
He wouldn't have to do a whole lot as far as he's going to be in every single game.
Yep.
So
Yeah, because I think we can agree Wilson's not the answer there.
no, neither is Mike White. I mean, that's just
No,
not.
no, no, no. No, I think Derek Carr can go there for 3 years and give them what they need for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just some defensive guys. Daniel Jones. We don't think
You
he's
see
going
what he
anywhere.
wants?
I did see the number he's requesting. I don't know that that's going to happen. I don't blame him.
That?
I don't blame him for going after it. Like, obviously try to get your money. I get it. But yeah,
I mean, I get that they don't have any other options, but my God.
I think I was hearing that he actually let go of his agent, his
He got
previous
a new agent.
and
Yeah.
got a new agent. So basically, the new agent probably said, "I can get you that money," and the other agent was like, let's back off a little bit. I don't think you're going to get that." So
You're
he's
fired.
like, "Screw yeah, exactly."
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not going to get that. He doesn't have the track record. I get it. You had a good season, but I just
A
don't
lot
see
of
it,
money
man.
to shell out, man.
Saquon's number 10 right behind him. It'd be interesting to see. So the Giants are in this predicament of who they're going to give the franchise tag to because one per team, correct? I think it's only one
you
per
have
team.
one exclusive and one unexclusive. I think. I don't. Let me look that up. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, Google that real quick.
Yeah, I will.
But that puts them in a really crazy, situation of, do you keep who do you franchise tag?
Yeah, you're right. It's one tag, but they can do either exclusive or non-exclusive.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're right. I would think they would probably franchise one of those two.
Man, you almost got to.
Which would you do? I think I would.
I would almost tag Jones and sign Saquon, and then see what Jones gives you, and if he doesn't give you what you want, then move on and
that's what I'm thinking.
Find somebody else, I guess.
It'll give you one more year to see what he's got. If he can play the way he did this year, go to the playoffs, get another playoff win, then you could consider maybe signing him to that.
Or you could tag him.
Or tag him next year again. Well, I mean, I know you can.
No, I'm saying if you tag Saquon, or no, never mind. But you could tag him again.
Yeah, technically you can tag him again. Yeah, that's a tough situation. I would definitely tag Jones, I think.
Yeah.
And try to sign Saquon.
Do you sign Saquon and not do anything with Jones and try to make a move in the draft and go get one of the QBs?
No, they're not going to do that. They made the playoffs. They're not going to do that. They need somebody with some experience.
Well, I guess that's true.
You know what I mean? Like they're not doing that. Not the only way I think they let Jones go is if Aaron Rodgers goes there or Derek Carr's interested, something crazy like that. That's the only reason they're getting rid of Jones.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah, they're not gonna want to go with a QB, rookie QB for sure. Jacobs is number 11 on this list.
He ain't going anywhere.
I think he probably stays there. A lot of defensive guys.
It's going to be interesting to see what the Chiefs do with Brown.
Brown who?
Orlando Brown, our left tackle.
Oh yeah, he's up there. He's like number 3 or 4. Oh, he's number 4.
That one's going to be. He was terrible for a lot of the year, but then he got healthy, and I saw he had 91 snaps and allowed 0 sacks, and I think 1 pressure in the playoffs. That's pretty well. That's tough. That you get that at a left tackle at his age. That's gonna be hard to pass.
What do you think the Cowboys do with Pollard?
I think they gotta extend him, sign him, cut Zeke.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the better back.
Is he
let him
though?
go?
Is he though? I mean,
He is
I
better than Zeke for sure. Absolutely.
I'm not sold on that 100%. I can see why you're saying that, but I think they kind of asked Elliott to play more of a banger role, like in between the tackles, get what we need. You know
But
what I
I
mean?
think that's because I think that's because Zeke's lost his pop.
You think?
I think so. Just watching him play, he doesn't look very fast. He doesn't. I don't know. I just think Pollard is, and plus you're paying.
Pollard reminds me of Eckler.
Yep, yep.
A lot.
So there you go. Would you rather have Eckler or Zeke?
I mean, I
At
guess
this
Eckler.
point,
Eckler.
yeah, yeah. I think Tony Pollard, when he got hurt in that playoff game, I mean, that was it. They had no shot.
Where do you think Jimmy G's going?
Carolina.
You think?
Mm-hmm. I think it was. I thought Carr might end up there, but I think. Well, let me back up. Either Carolina or New Orleans.
Carolina or New Orleans.
Yeah, because I could see New Orleans. They've got some talent. They've got a good defense. If they could get a quarterback that could just manage which is what he does. He manages the offense. I could see him going to New Orleans or Carolina, one of the two.
Is Rodgers going to be a Raider?
Rodgers is going to be a Packer.
Think?
Yep. I just I don't see him wanting to go to the AFC at all. And I don't think the Packers are going to deal him in the NFC. And he's not walking away from $60 million. That's not happening.
I don't know if he's going to be a Raider, but I don't think he'll be a Packer. I think he's done.
Where do you think he'll?
I don't know. I don't know where he's going to go. I really don't. I just don't think he'll be a Packer. I think the Packers are kind of done with his antics. I've read something the other day that said they're kind of done with him. I don't whether it's true or not.
Which I get, but they don't have a choice.
Right. I think he's done there. I don't think he's going to be a Packer. I just don't think the pieces are there.
Any viable options though.
I understand, but he's at this stage in his career. He needs to win. He can't just play out the next 3 years in Green Bay, not make the playoffs and go 8-9 every year. You know what I mean? Like he's not there.
Yeah.
I think he's still got some in the tank. He can still win a Super Bowl.
Indy?
He just has to. Oh, who? I heard somebody else was. I heard. Who was it? Was it in our group thread that somebody that said the Colts were going to trade for Lamar? Was that in our thread? You did that?
Well, they said that was like obviously rumor, but
right.
They said that Jim Irsay was prepared to put together the 2 firsts and pay Lamar, what he wanted, which that would be him and Jonathan Taylor and Pittman. Holy smokes!
And indoor stadium too. Like that's good. Yeah. I mean, that'd be good for him. So
in a relatively weak division outside of Jags,
Yeah, yeah. That would actually be a decent spot for him, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the coach? Who's the coach there?
Who did they?
I don't
know. Oh God, the OC
Shane Steichen
from the Eagles, right?
Is he an offensive guy? Oh, he's an offensive guy, so that might be a good fit.
The Eagles OC, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a good
the
fit.
Eagles defensive coordinator went to Arizona.
Yeah, that he fits. He worked with Jalen, so that could work out for that. I'd be interested to see how much truth is to that and if that works out. All right, man, we're done with this podcast. We got like 3 months left. All right, so we'll come back and we'll do some college basketball.
Sounds good.
All right, peace out, everybody.
See ya.